Hi, everyone. Welcome in. My name is Jackie. I am so excited that you guys would take some time out of your Wednesday night tonight and come hang out with us as we talk about why us as college students love Plexus, love this business, love these supplements. You guys are going to get to hear a little bit more about my story later. Before we jump into it, though, as you guys are letting us know where you're tuning in from, can you also let us know who invited you tonight, whether it was me, Lauren, Kate, maybe somebody else who's not speaking tonight? Just drop their name in the chat as well so we know who invited you. So I'm not going to take up too much time. You guys are going to hear plenty from me later. We are going to get started tonight, and I'm going to hand it over to my friend Bryn. So Bryn, go ahead and share with us your story.
I'm kind of honestly scared to go first. I'm really excited to hear from everyone else too, though. But I wanted to just start off by saying that I'm just glad you guys are here and that you're willing to jump on, because it is scary sometimes to reach out and to say, like, this is something I need, but I'm scared to ask. So this is where you need to be. So don't doubt that. But my health journey started first, and then the financial side came later. But around 16, I started getting some major thyroid issues, and I was put on medication and just all of the works, and I just was not feeling good. Brain fog all the time, constantly tired. I wasn't playing any sports. Everything was declining in my life, and I felt like a 60-year-old man, honestly. And I had kidney stones and some hormonal problems. And we got a lot of girls on here that know what I'm talking about with that. It is not fun. But one of my best friends reached out to me and said, my mom does Plexus, and I really think that it could help you with your thyroid issues. And I laughed. I was like, he probably can't, because I'm on medications and I don't think that would help. And he just said, no, seriously, just trust me. I think it could help. And I did. And I trusted his wonderful mom, who is actually, we may touch on it later, she's actually a diamond in the company, which is the highest rank that you can get to. And I really look up to her. But she helped me get started on the supplements. And within a couple of months, I checked my labs with my doctor, and my numbers started to level out. She lowered my dosage. A couple months later, checked my blood work again, and I was completely off medication. It was the most beautiful thing. I was so ecstatic. I called my best friend right away and was just so excited. And it's continued to help me. It wasn't just getting off medication. It was, I feel better more every day as I go on taking these products. And I've obviously added a lot more in. But when I got to college, I just the financial side just seems so appealing to me, just because I've seen how much it has blessed Whitney, my best friend's mom. And I reached out to her over the summer and I said, I think I want to do the business side of things. And she said, well, I would love to do it with you. Are you sure about this? And I told her, let me pray about it. And girl, I honestly did. I prayed about it and I felt good. And I still feel good about going into the financial side of things. And so I jumped head first. And within my first 2 months, I made over $2,000. And that might seem like a lot wherever you are financially, but it was simple. Girl, it was so simple. It wasn't easy, took a lot of hard work, but it was so simple. And I'm still going, and I'm still working on making this the way I get to financial freedom and to fulfill my dreams. I probably talked for too long, but that is kind of my side of things. So I'm going to turn it over to Lauren. She has an amazing story, and you guys have to hone in on this.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Lauren Thomas. I live in Lexington, Kentucky. I'm 21 years old, and I actually just graduated from the University of Kentucky in 2021, like in May. And something awesome is when I graduated, this is what I do full time. But I'm gonna take it a few steps back and talk about my health testimony for a second, just kind of why I even got started. So first off, if anyone has ever like had to take a nap every day, put a one in the chat. Like I want to see like who's someone that like energy is like something that's not it for you, or at some point it wasn't for you. And that was me. I actually lived in the sorority house, and I remember even if I had like 20 minutes between class, I was gonna take a nap, or at least was gonna lay down. And it was just absolutely miserable to wake up every day. And my first thought be like, when can I get back in my bed? Like, I just want to go back to sleep. I'm so tired. And that was me all the time, just constantly fatigued. And literally the only ever time in my life I have felt like that since taking Plexus products is when I got that virus that has gone around. So that is like, it totally changed my life once I started taking these products. But I also had gained weight. I was stressed from college. I went to college early. I was 16 when I first came to college. And with that comes a lot of stress and just changes mentally and physically. And I felt like I had tried everything, but everything I had tried were these things we see that are like quick fixes. So maybe you see results quickly and then you gain all the weight back, or you start feeling bad again, whatever it is. And I saw someone post about Plexus and this pink drink and like root issues and getting to the actual cause. And I was like, dang, I feel like I should try that. Like I've tried everything, but this is the first thing I've seen about gut health. And so I tried it, and that was 3 years ago in January, and literally have never looked back. In 2 weeks, my energy was so different. I wasn't waking up every morning like, dang, I want to go to bed. And also I started to lose that weight. I started looking differently, which, you know, looks aren't everything, but for me, it did. It made me like happy that aesthetically I was changing as well. And so I saw these changes, but to keep taking the products I loved, I needed to make some extra income. And my friend that helped me get started was like, hey, if you share with a few friends, you'll make $350. And I was like, okay, that will cover my products and leave me with money to get my nails done or whatever it may be. And so it took me a month to do that, and I made that money. And then I was like, oh, this is real money. Like they actually paid me money to share this with people just from posting on my Instagram story, having genuine conversations with people. And so then the next month I went even more all in, started sharing more, being more bold, and made more money. And then I went to a big Plexus event in Vegas and really caught the vision. I saw all these people who are jewels in the company, which jewels are the top 3 ranks. That's who gets to go on our luxury vacation to like Hawaii, Mexico, those type of places. And I just like manifested like I'm doing that. I want to come back next year as a jewel. And so I worked hard in my business. Then of course the pandemic came, and I really worked hard in my business. And all that growth from the year before of like being consistent, building up that credibility, staying on my products, staying posting, staying in those conversations. From there, within a matter of a few months, I went from, you know, making income to cover my products to making income for this to be my full-time gig. Like this is what I do. And so it makes it really awesome. I get to help others do the same now. But the fact that like I was in college to do merchandising, to go be a retail manager. And I love to work. I genuinely love to work. And that's a really awesome thing about this field is, you know, the amount of finances or the amount of success or the people you help is up to you and what you do. And so the more you work, the more you're going to be rewarded. Whereas in a traditional job, it may not be that way. And so I get to still kind of work and do all those things like I enjoy, but be compensated more for it, help more people because of it, and do it on my own time, which is like so much fun, makes it good for me who is a night owl and likes to sleep in. So that's me. So awesome that it's still like, wait, I get to do this. But yeah, that's me. All right. I am going to pass it over to my friend Kate, who is living my dream, living in Charleston, I'm pretty sure. So she's going to talk to y'all now.
Yeah, hi guys. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kate. I do go to the College of Charleston in South Carolina. It's pretty fun. But I'm from Columbus, Ohio originally. I love it there too, but Charleston's pretty cool. So I'm sharing a little bit about my journey and how I really joined Plexus and how it's changed my life, because it really has, and I'm only 19 years old. And I started when I was 18, so it's just crazy. So I actually started after I quit my glamorous job in an ice cream shop for 4 years. I really just wasn't having it there anymore, and I really didn't feel like it was filling me up at all, you know, and I really wanted more for myself. And so even when I'm getting older, like I need something that's really going to fill me up. And so I actually quit my job without knowing what I was going to do after that. And so it was like a super scary thing for me. And I posted on like this thing called Plain City Moms in the Know. It's like our little like Facebook group we have. And I wanted to be a nanny because I love kids and I just needed a job. And I was just like, why not? And then I met my really good friend Taylor Uzzi. She's on this call. She is like family to me. And little did I know when I met her, it was going to be like my biggest blessing. Like I met her and it's just been like a complete 180. It's just been awesome. And so she introduced me to Plexus and I was like the most skeptical person ever. I had like all the reasons in the world to say no. I had like every single excuse. But Taylor just really instilled that vision in me and she showed me Lauren and I was just like, wow, like I can do this. I can really do this as an 18-year-old, but I really didn't think I could. She just had that belief for me, you know? And so I was really, really hesitant because I had never seen anybody my age do it before I saw Lauren. And so I knew going to college I needed a job and I knew that like a 9-to-5 job was not going to cut it for me, but it's like a typical college student does, you know? And so minimum wage was just not possible for me, especially going out of state to like a Southern school. It's really not that cheap. And so I knew I needed to be having a job that would allow me that stability to have the time and financial freedom that I really did need so bad. And so after Taylor finally built that belief in me, I finally said yes. I had like that 60-day money back guarantee in my mind. I was like, okay, like we'll try it for 60 days. But after that, like there's no way, like I don't think it's gonna work for me. I just really didn't have belief in it. And so after that, finally, I was like, okay, fine. And we signed up and she told me the same thing. How about how I had 3 friends and I would go silver and get like my thank you bonus from Plexus. And so I was like, okay, fine. And I got that bonus and I was like, wow, this is really possible for me. Like I can actually do this. I can do this. I'm 18 years old. I can do this. I'm going to college. Like I can do this. And after that, it's really just been uphill. There have been like ups and downs as there are in everything you do in life, but it's just been like the most amazing journey for me. The biggest part about doing this in college is the time freedom it allows me. And so like I said, 9-to-5 job is just really something that was not possible for me. I had my class schedule, had my friends, my family, and it just really wasn't in the cards for me, you know? And so Plexus allows me to work wherever. I literally work in my dorm right here, like for like 20 minutes a day. And it's just like the best thing ever. And I love doing it. It's just like a fun job to have, you know, and I get to help people and I've met incredible people from it. And so being in college, I had to do things like buy books, buy my own groceries. And Plexus has really, really, really blessed me in that way because it's taken the stress of having to do those things completely off of me. And I get to know that I get paid at least once a month, but I get literally bonuses in the middle of the month. And it's just like the best thing ever. It's like it's Christmas all over again. And so having those bonuses and having that amount of pay, I get to buy my books each semester. I've done that for myself each semester, and that's been such a blessing. And buying my groceries, usually I'd be one to like check my bank account every single time I bought something, but now it's just like I know I'm okay. I know I'm stable enough. And I started my retirement fund just from being with Plexus for like 4 months. And I started my retirement fund. I'm already building it. And it's just like the coolest thing ever. And that's really my journey with it. Honestly, it's just been like the coolest thing to be able to do that for myself and for my family. And I just love being able to have that much time and financial freedom. So if you think you can't do this, you are so wrong. People can do this if you're 18, if you're 80, if you have a job, if you don't have a job. It's just the most doable thing and it's so fun. And if you think you can't do it, you have all these girls to tell you why you can. And so if you ever have thought about joining, just say yes, because it has seriously changed my life. So that's my story. That was kind of long, but I'm going to hand it over to Jackie. She's going to share her story. And yeah, thank you guys for being on here. This is really fun.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Kate. I am just loving all of these stories right now. Can you guys just drop some love in the comments for these girls? Because holy cow. I mean, Bryn's story with her products and Lauren with the products and going into the business and making this your full-time income. And Kate, I mean, the fact that you were a college freshman doing this, I'm like, if I could go back and be a college freshman and do that again, I so would. Okay, so let me get into a little bit more about me right now. So my name is Jackie. I'm actually the oldest one on this call, which is really weird for me. I'm used to being the youngest, but I'm 23. So I have already graduated college. I graduated 2 years ago, even though it feels like literally yesterday. But to really understand me, I kind of got to go back in time to when I was a sophomore in college, because when my sophomore year, I transferred down to the amazing University of Miami, and it was a dream come true for me. It was an answered prayer in so many ways. I was ready to live my absolute best Miami life. I was ready for all the things. And when I got to Miami, that's not what happened. And looking back on it now, I can understand that I had severe social anxiety. But back then I didn't really understand that. I didn't even really know what that meant. So when I got to Miami, I was super involved at first. I mean, I was in different organizations on campus. I volunteered at my church on the weekends, like all different kinds of things. And I just saw all of that slowly disappear. And I was no longer involved. I honestly wasn't really leaving my dorm room except for class and tutoring. This part's actually kind of embarrassing for me, but I actually wouldn't go to the dining hall because the dining hall would make me nervous. So I would Uber Eats most of my meals, or I would buy things so that I could cook it in the kitchen that was across the hall from me. And that is honestly how I remember my sophomore year of college, is just having too much anxiety to leave my room. I wasn't great at making friends, so I had a really hard time, and it was just not by any means what I imagined it would be. So my junior year of college, by a absolute miracle of God, my older sister and her family moved down to Miami, and I ended up moving in with them. So my sister, just to like give some background, my sister's 10 years older than me. She's married, she has kids. Like, we were just in different stages of our life. So even though she was taking Plexus before me, I was just kind of like, that's cool, sis, but like that's not really for me. We had a hard time communicating as it was, so we just weren't on the same page with it. And then one day I was writing a paper at our kitchen table, having a complete mental breakdown, which was pretty normal. And she literally took one of the products and threw it at me and said, "Take this, I'm sick of your crap." And I was so desperate for change that I did. And within about 20 minutes, I was no longer crying and I was actually writing my paper. And I was like, what is this magic that you just gave me? How do I get more? So I ordered my pack and I found out that my sister was actually making money from it. So I was like, shoot, I want to make money too. So I started sharing it a little bit. I actually made a couple $100s, within like my first few weeks, which was amazing because I got my products covered from it. I could keep ordering my products. So a few weeks in, I started to notice some changes. I was paying attention in class more, not just mindlessly scrolling anymore. And I came home one day and I had a conversation with my sister. And at the end of it, she goes, "That was really nice." And I said, "What was?" And she said, "Talking to you. I haven't talked to you in months." And that was when I realized that the weight that I had been carrying that was weighing me down wasn't just weighing me down, it was weighing down everyone around me too. So I decided, I'm going to be consistent with this. I'm going to keep going. I'm feeling good. And I was sharing and I was making some money. And about like 3-4 months in, I got kind of lazy and I stopped sharing so much. So I wasn't making as much money. So I didn't have the money to buy my products. So I didn't. And about 2 weeks after not having my products, I had another breakdown. And I can remember clear as day sitting in the parking lot of my church, crying my eyes out because I was just so frustrated, asking myself, why am I in this place again? It's been months since I have had a breakdown like this. What is happening? And when I realized that the only thing that had changed was I stopped taking my products, I prioritized having that money and I ordered my products again. And that was 3 years ago, which is kind of crazy to me. So since then, I've just been consistent and I've been building my life back together one step at a time, really, because I realized that my anxiety is as much of my physical health as it is my mental health. And because I've been able to give my body the right nutrients that it needs and really heal it from the inside out, I've been able to take control of my mindset again and live my life the way I want to, not the way my anxiety tells me to. And kind of similar to Lauren, I graduated. So I graduated college in 2020, which was awesome. I graduated in the height of lockdown. So even if I wanted a real job, there were no jobs for me to get. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just see what happens with Plexus. I'll just keep sharing. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And luckily for me, it worked. And this is what I get to do full time because of Plexus. I've never had to apply to a real job. I've never had to make a resume. I've never had to do any of those things. I've actually built multiple streams of income so that I can be an entrepreneur. That truly was always my dream to be. So I really am living the life that I always wanted now because I was able to get my mindset in check. And we actually have a surprise for you tonight, guys. So I'm really, really excited about this. Okay, so when I first started joining Plexus, I got to meet some of my amazing business coaches and now friends, Megan and Phil Milakovic. When you join Plexus, your team really becomes absolutely everything to you and they help you as much as you can. And that's so true for Megan and Phil. And tonight, I actually asked Phil to come on and share with us a little bit because something really cool about their story. Not only have they together climbed to the top of this company and are earning multiple six figures, but Phil actually works at a university and has worked in a university industry for like 15 something years. I don't even know. So we asked him to come on tonight and share a little bit with us because while you can hear our experience, I know that it's really real. The outside voices telling you that this is not possible, that this isn't a good opportunity. And we are here to tell you, even from our perspective as college students, but even from the other side of someone who works in a university, why this is an amazing opportunity. So Phil, I'm super excited. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about you.
So I was going to try to convince everyone that I was a college student, but you kind of completely wrecked that.
I think they can believe you.
Yeah, my name is Phil. I'm not going to tell you my age because I'm not in college. But my wife and I were a diamond family, and we absolutely love what we do. I'm a digital marketer by trade, and I do all of the digital marketing for the university that I work for. I'm not going to say the name, but if you see the hat, you will know the university. So I spend about anywhere from $30 to $60 million a year to market to you, to get you to spend your money with us. So one thing Jackie said is, you know, I never had to apply to a real job. Y'all, this can be a real job. I went the traditional route, right? I went to the university. I went in $80,000 in student loan debt. When my wife and I got married, we were in $100,000 combined, the majority being mine, of student loan debt. Her $39.95 a year business with Plexus allowed us to pay off our over $100,000 in student loan debt in 15 months. Think about that. This not real job paid for me to go to, or it paid for my college, but because I went to the more legitimate way. So this is not the anyone who's in college. I love college. I actually, it has changed my life going to college. I don't regret it for the world. But I also want to let you know and understand that what happens is your entire life is being marketed to. I spend $30 to $60 million a year to get you to attend my school. So yes, it may be in the eyes of a lot of people legitimate, but just think about that, a $39.95 business that you could have for a year, and you could pay off that $80,000, $100,000 in 15 months. I'm going to tell you guys a story, and I'm so sorry because I could talk forever. I remember my vice president came to me one time and said, "Hey, how's your wife's pyramid scheme going?" And you know what I responded back? I said, it's going a lot better than this cubicle scheme because we sure as hell ain't making the money. So what I would say to every single one on this call, you can do it. Any single person on this call could do what we've done. You just have to be willing to show up for yourself. And if you're willing to show up to yourself, you're going to have people on your team who are going to be doing whatever it can to make you successful. I like to tell my team all the time, when you're successful, we're successful. So I'm 100% invested into your success. Just think about that. We're not trying to go for the same promotion, so I'm not trying to undercut what you're doing. I am literally, if you succeed, I succeed. So I'm 100% invested into that success. I'm not exactly sure if this is the direction they wanted me to go, so I apologize if it's not. But all that to say is, being in the education industry for the last 15 years, I understand how much money they're going to pay to get you. You go to a ranking site. Have you ever gone to a ranking site that ranks the number of schools and what's the best? Do you know that my school will buy that when you request information from there, anywhere from $50 to $100 for when you submit that inquiry form? It's all a funnel. So why not be in a business to where you're working for yourself with other people and in a community that is absolutely incredible, to where you get paid for the work that you do? My wife does not work nearly as many hours as I work for my job, and she's my sugar mama. And so I can say that. I'm sorry again if this is not the direction, Jackie, you wanted me to go, but it's the reality. She's the breadwinner of our house. When we got married, she told me all I want to do is stay home and have babies. She didn't want to work a day in her life. And here she is talking about retiring me from my job so that we can just have fun with our boys. So I think that's pretty legitimate. And Jackie, you do have a real job.
Thank you, Phil. You know, what's
You're
funny,
welcome.
while you were talking about that, I actually remembered one of the first conversations I had with Phil was I told him that when I graduated college, he had one of the jobs that I would have considered like my dream job because I went to school for advertising. And I remember he told me that Plexus is his new dream job. I don't know if you remember that, Phil,
I
but that was a
do. I do.
conversation. That was a
Yeah.
conversation that we had, and I'm so glad that we did because everything he said about it is so true. And you're absolutely right. That is not what I expected you to talk about, but I'm glad that you did.
I'm sorry, but you get what you get.
It's okay. I think it was great. Judging from the chat, I think everybody loved it. So thank you guys so much for hopping on here tonight. We really appreciate it. We really love getting to share our stories with all of you guys. So something to do now is go message the person who invited you to be here tonight and tell them whose story did you relate to the most? Was it me, Lauren, Kate, Bryn, maybe Phil? I don't know. Message them and let them know who you related to the most and why, because you never know what a simple yes could do for you guys. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. We really appreciate it. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye.